In this tutorial, we're going to cover Adobe Illustrator CC 2020 Classroom in a Book, Chapter 11, which is about gradients, blends, and patterns. This is part 3, where we're going to go ahead and manipulate this cake. So let's go ahead and grab that L11 Start 2 and do a file Save As. Let's change that to first initial last name, underscore Adobe Illustrator, Classroom in a Book, Chapter 11, and cake. Make sure it's your 11 folder and push Save. So for this one, you're going to be going ahead and playing with creating a few different patterns and fills for this cake itself. So let's do a view and fit all in window. All right, with our selection tool, let's go ahead and grab that lower tan cake right here. In the more options in our appearance section, so let's go to our properties and go to appearance and grab those ellipses. And we're going to go ahead and add a new fill layer. So if you go right here, you've got add new stroke, add new fill. So we're going to go ahead and add fill. It's going to say, what do you want that fill to be? So we're going to go ahead and go down. We want to change to pompadour. So we're going to go ahead and add a pattern there. Now we want to go ahead by our word fill, where it says opacity. Let's go ahead and take that opacity down to about 10% and do a tab. So we just get a really faint look of that element there. Let's do a Control S and save what we've got so far. Let's go ahead and jump over to artboard number 2 because we're going to go ahead now and make a pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and close that appearance. Let's grab our selection tool and let's go to select and then select all on active artboard. And now we're going to go ahead and make a pattern out of this. So let's go to object and pattern and make. And it's going to tell you a new pattern has been added. So we haven't finished this one yet. We're going to go ahead, squish this over. We can do quite a few different things with these patterns. So you can tell if you go, you can change how those patterns are going to look. So this is a really easy, simple way to create those elements. For this one, we do need it to be the grid because of what we're going to do next. All right, so because of what we're going to do next, we're going to go ahead and instead of calling this new pattern, let's call this cake top. And let's go ahead and look at it as a 1 by 1. So we only want to look at one occasion of this. So now if I go in here and I click on this center blue dot and do an Alt-Shift drag, take it straight outside, it seems like I'm going to be adding another dot to that pattern. So let's go ahead and look at it at 5 by 5. You're going to see, but it's not working. Part of that is because of the way the tile is made right now. So go ahead and change this to size tile to art, and it's going to go ahead and work in that additional dot for us. So that's another way to go ahead and take care of that one. So I'm happy with my pattern. I'm going to go ahead and close it. I'm going to say done. So it's going to seem like I have nothing done, but we will. Let's go ahead back over on our artboard. And let's select this small cake right here on top. And we're going to actually make another copy of this cake. So let's go to Edit and Copy. And Edit, Paste in front. And we're going to grab that cake top from the fill. So with our swatches, we're going to grab cake top. It's going to go ahead and fill that in for us. And we want to go ahead and make it just a little bit smaller so we can edit that pattern. So let's go ahead in our pattern editing mode. Let's go ahead and double click it. And let's go ahead and let's grab that. Let's select, let's Control plus a few times. And let's grab our selection tool. Let's grab that center dot right there. And instead of having it blue, let's go ahead and make it brown. So now every other one of my dots is brown. If you want to, you can make them all brown. So you can go back in after your pattern has been changed, after your pattern has been created. I'm going to do a Control S and save. I'm going to hit done. So I can kind of see, oh, Control minus. I've got double colors. Now I can decide, hey, I love it, I hate it. It's totally up to you as to how you want to play with it. My pattern's a little bit big for the rest of the scale of my cake. So I'm going to go ahead and do a view, fit artboard and window. I'm going to go to a object and transform. So right at the very top. And I want to go ahead and transform scale. And the scale, I want to go ahead and make it uniform scale, but I want to take it to 50%. So I want to take it smaller than it is now. I want to make sure that my scale corners is deselected, my strokes is deselected, my transform objects is deselected, but my patterns is selected. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. Oh, I was on my wrong cake. Let's go ahead and do that to the other one. So let's go ahead on our, let's undo that one. Click on the right cake. All right, object and scale, transform. We can do transform again. We'll go ahead and do it really nice and small for us right there. So you can see that there are a couple different ways you can play with fills, with different types of patterns, with different types of gradients. Let's do a Control S and save what we've got here. So you've got your finished cake. Let's do a file package. Let's make sure we're in our lesson 11. Got my cake. I'm going to name it PKG. And say package. Show my package. Then let's go back here. And I'm going to do my right click, send to compressed folder. And now I've got my 2 elements I need to submit for this chapter. So chapter 11, we went through all types of patterns and blends and gradients, different ways to make your artwork look even more awesome than it did before. We'll check you later.